Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am back in the building for another video reaction. This time we will be reacting to Terrell Owens responds to Stephen A. Smith after he threatens to expose him over Max Kellerman. Now, if you didn't know, I believe Stephen A. Smith was on Joe Budden's podcast and basically explicitly said that he didn't really like working with Max Kellerman. To which I believe people on Twitter got on a clip from back then where it was Terrell Owens, Stephen A. Smith, and Max Kellerman, and they were debating about something. And Terrell Owens went as far as saying, Stephen A., Max Kellerman might actually be more black than you are. To which Stephen A. Smith got offended, and that's how that ended. But the whole entire thing with Stephen A. Smith and Terrell Owens spills over to Twitter, and we're going to be looking at this video. Shout out to FC The Truth. I would have done a video just like this, but there's so many videos on YouTube that I don't feel the need to just do it. So let's go ahead.
What's poppin', everybody? Back with another video. In this video, we got Stephen A. Smith completely losing it, having a meltdown over T.O. retweeting an old clip of him and Max Kellerman. Yeah. So Stephen A. recently went on the Joe Budden podcast, and of course they asked him about how some fans think that he did Max dirty, you know, getting him kicked off of ESPN, getting him kicked off the show.
Very true.
Stephen A. just, like he always does, he just went in on it and said, like, I didn't like working with him. I didn't like him.
And that's stupid. And that's really dumb. That's really dumb because he really, Stephen A. just, a lot of times his opinions, I can't, like, his takes just be, just be getting on my nerves a lot of times. Like, he be reaching with some of his takes, you know, especially when it doesn't concern basketball. But Max Kellerman was a good balance to being part of, you know, First Take with Stephen A. You know, it wasn't so one-sided when Max Kellerman was there.
Was stale, you know, his usual response anytime he gets asked about Max, and that started a lot of backlash because I feel like most people really enjoy Max as an analyst, a sports analyst.
Yeah.
And Stephen A. was trying to say he didn't, you know, Max never played sports at a high level. He never was a journalist. And fans that love Max, they just didn't care.
But like, bro, Stephen A., you barely played basketball. What is he talking about? Stephen A. barely played basketball. Like, he's like, come on, bro. Stephen A., you know, no disrespect to him, but like, he's a failed athlete who became a journalist at the end of the day. So it's like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, that's just like almost ambushing Max Kellerman and like pigeonholing him into a position of like basically saying that like fans don't care about him, which is, I don't know how that's even possible. Fans really love him. Fans really love him, bro. He's very, like, I mean, he did, like, Stephen A. did say, like, okay, hey, you know, he's very intelligent and this and that. He just basically said he's just never been in sports media before. You know, he's never really, like, paid his dues in sports media.
Here, they kind of saw through that, and memes was going crazy, and then somebody posted a clip when Terrell Owens said that Max was blacker than Stephen A. And I remember
and
this.
all hell broke loose.
Pissed off
I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A. With what he's coming. You know,
yeah, he got very offended by that.
With all due respect, my brother,
I'm just
he
saying,
got very offended by that. That's a classic clip.
right now, you don't cross
I'm just saying.
Talking about he don't cross the line.
So that got retweeted, and then T.O. retweeted it and put facts.
Yeah.
Stephen A. saw this and went ballistic.
Went off.
I mean, he went ballistic. Read these tweets. So Stephen A. said, and now, as for this dude, that's an entirely different story. You know how I feel about your sorry ass Terrell Owens, and you know why. You should thank your heavenly Father. I haven't zeroed in on you with all the trifling.
But here's my thing though, like why he ain't have this energy for Kwame Brown when Kwame Brown was stepping on top of his head? Why Stephen A ain't have this energy for Kwame Brown? All that time when he was dragging Kwame Brown into the dirt, mud, grass, sand, water, and now years later, Kwame Brown now when he gets his chance to really speak on his side, stepping on this man, throwing dirt on this man, and finally getting to say his say. Why he ain't have this energy for Kwame Brown, but you got this energy for Terrell Owens? I don't understand it, bro. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I would understand. I would understand if it was like, because I fancy Stephen A. Smith to be somebody that's more in like basketball media more than anything. Like, I don't really want to hear what he got to say about combat sports. Don't tell me nothing about combat sports. I don't really want to hear what he got to say about football either, honestly. Anything outside of basketball, I don't want to hear Stephen A. Smith talk about it, really, honestly. But yeah, he the big bad wolf all of a sudden. It's crazy.
You tried to pull. Tell folks to ask ESPN where you're desperate at. Tried to pull. Keep on talking. Eventually, you'll expose yourself. Real facts.
Wow.
So
For real.
Stephen A went ballistic. He went off on Terrell, and it didn't stop. Then he went on to say, or maybe I'll just dedicate the entire Stephen A. Smith Show podcast on YouTube this Monday to all the things you tried to do behind the scenes.
Is that supposed to be scaring
brothers
somebody?
over the years while claiming someone is more of a brother than others? Let me think about that over the next 24 hours. Sick of this. Enough.
Stephen A. sounds
T.O.
manipulative.
And you know T.O.'s not going to let that slide. He just
scolded
already on Twitter. So
already
T.O.
know.
responds.
Now
T.O.
I
responds
hear
and
he
says,
wants to expose
facts,
me.
already know. Now I hear he wants to expose me, whatever that means. Then he says, now Stephen A. asks me if I'm scared. I thank God every day, or at least try to, but do what you do best. I'm not worried. You don't have to make some bold attempt to expose me because I have nothing to hide. You're mad because of the advice of my attorney after we filed against ESPN because on air, without my consent, you shared our text conversation. I'm not sure that constitutes as desperate, but enlighten us all. So my boy, hone in on me. I'm good. I'm blessed, and God got me. You're still salty about the interview I did with you and Max a few years back, and I said what I said. Today, I'm still Team Max. You got that man fired. That's messed up. You saw me in Colorado. You should have told me about my sorry ass knee. Terrell coming out with the cannon. He's like going off.
Why you ain't have that energy for me before?
Stephen A. This is like back and forth. It's getting heated. Then lastly, Terrell says, behind what scenes? Again, man, I'm not worried because I stand on my character and who I am. You better come with some facts and not this hearsay and anonymous source.
Yeah, man. Whatever it is, it better be some it better be some he better have stacks of receipts if he uses that word expose. It better be something that's Terrell doesn't know about. If he's gonna, quote unquote expose something. Cause I mean, at this point, it's just like Terrell Owens is like, I don't care what you do, bro. I made my point. You got mad at me for retweeting something that we were both in, retweeting a moment of an episode of a show that we were both on. And I said what I said, and I still stand by that.
Sources, because that's not going to fly. And right now, the time's 4 p.m. on a Saturday, and that's the last tweet Terrell said about the situation. Whoa, what a meltdown from Stephen A. Yeah, and then T.O. came back swinging. We don't know how this is going to end. It's going to be very interesting.
And then let me look, because let me find some, because I think there's more. I think I saved some more for this. Let me see here. What'd he say? What did he say? What did he say? All right. So, what is it? Kyrie Irving tweeted at Stephen A. Smith and said, "Can y'all call each other like grown, mature men and clear the air without all of the extra social media back and forth? Get what you need to get off your chest and move on. Can you imagine somebody like Kyrie Irving that Stephen A has buried into the ground, giving Stephen A Smith advice? It's crazy. But he replied, Stephen A Smith replied, respectfully, bro, you don't know the whole story. I have nothing to say to his sorry, pathetic ass, but that doesn't mean you're wrong. You're right, bro. I'm man enough to admit that I will stand down. Hashtag respect. Okay, right? And then Terrell Owens replies and says, don't stand down now. I'll be sorry and pathetic. Be sure to keep that same energy when you see me next time. You see, I'm not intimidated by you because you have a platform and a loud mouth to claim that. You're going to allegedly expose me about something. It seems to me that you're the one being exposed. Please expose me. Let us know what you got. I, along with everyone else, will be waiting. I don't bother nobody. I'm just me. And if you don't like me, then that's a personal problem. Okay. And then what else did he say? What else did he say? I think that was the last tweet, if I could find something else. Yeah, that's the last tweet. That was the last tweet. So basically, it's just a wait and see thing, just to see if Stephen A. Smith is going to keep his word and actually try to expose Terrell Owens. All because of a retweet that said facts for something that they did how many years ago? Because of a coworker that Stephen A. Smith basically said he didn't like. He didn't like him because, I mean, because at the end of the day, I'm sure he didn't like him because Max Kellerman challenged his authority and his opinion that he had. So, yeah, we just gonna have to wait and see, man. If y'all like this video, please leave a like. Please leave a comment. Please subscribe. Please leave your love. Please leave your hate. Tell me what I should do next, and I'm gone.